Welcome aboard, everybody. It's Tuesday. Welcome to the show. This is Just Parlays featuring Chris King. I am along with Scott Steehn. I'm the lead handicapper at winnersandwhiners.com. Isn't that the title they used to use for people like on Love Boat, along with Charo and like Robert David. What was the guy that
Robert Goulet?
Robert Goulet. What was the guy that hosted That's Incredible? Had the white streak. John Davidson, not Robert Davidson. John Davidson. Yeah.
Or Don Cornelius.
Yeah, another perennial love boat contender. So, hey, it's good to be here, everybody. We're here to talk about a little sports betting. We're here to put some games together. We're here to bundle them.
That's your new catchphrase.
I'm lucky to be with the Frank of I can't remember Frank's name from.
We'll just call him Frank.
It was Mike Wolf and Frank. The chubby
Frankers and Frankfurter.
Frankie McFrank your face, but he was the bundler on American Pickers. So you like to bundle those picks together. You get a minus 170, you get a minus 180, but hey, you still got like a plus 110, 115 parlay. So it's a good time. Probably even a little better than that, probably closer to 140 or so. So it's good to be here. I know you hit a couple of premiums yesterday, Chris. We hit 1-2 teamer. A couple things really worked against us. The hockey game. I'm back to knowing absolutely nothing about hockey. So
you weren't the only one. I mean, that game was definitely not what anyone, I don't think, expected when you got right down to it.
I flipped past it. First period, it's 1-0 Colorado. I'm like, yep, that's about the way I saw that going. And I got doing a couple other things. I go back to the game, 6-2. Like, what the fuck happened there?
Yeah, well, that's enough of that.
So a couple of takeaways there. Darcy Kemper is every bit as bad of a goalie as we thought he was. So...
And Pavel Francouz didn't do anything to set the world on fire when he first came in. Then Tampa Bay just stopped shooting because it didn't matter.
I have a pronunciation update for you.
Okay.
It's as much fun as Francouz is to say. Apparently, after talking to the guys in Denver, it's Francouz.
Okay, I did not know that.
So yeah.
I don't know where they get that out of those letters, but it's kind of like when you're playing Scrabble and, you've got a Z and an X and the J, and you're just trying to figure out what you're going to do with any of those letters.
You're going to lose. That's what you're likely going to do.
Pretty much.
So it is always good to be.
You got the Q and there's no U's left.
Yes. Always a good time indeed. I'm trying to think of words that end in Q. The only one I can think of was like Tariq. Not Tyreek, but Tariq, like the Arabian, Middle Eastern spelling or whatever. So, man.
Yeah, or the singer that had that big song, Chevrolet Way, back in the 90s.
I do not know.
His name was Tariq.
I do not know who that is.
I think he was Canadian.
What's up, Timmy Earl? Back from the land of mouse. Good to see Tim. Man, Tim's been gone so long. East Carolina was still in the NCAA tournament, so... Sorry, buddy. I know it's too soon. Just absolutely brutal. And Texas took their opportunity and absolutely pissed it away down there.
I was going to say, flushed it down the toilet.
Congratulations. Hey, we want to remind everybody, if you would be so kind, take a minute and smash that like button. Of course, I know you're watching us on the Max Wagers Network because that's where all the great live content is exclusively. So make sure you get subscribed while you're there. And, of course, get over and get subscribed to the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel. That's the place for all of our daily picks videos. Me and Scott. Got some of the new cappers. You've been watching some of the new cappers over there yet, Chris?
A little bit.
They're pretty good.
I'm still not familiar with most of them.
They're pretty good. One of them's kind of a grizzled veteran like us. One of them's kind of a youngster like Mr. Reichel. So.
Which one's which?
Well, the young one is the one that's young, and the older one is the guy that's old. So
no, I mean I haven't matched up all the names to the faces yet.
There's Jason, I think, and Arthur.
Okay.
All right. So
Arthur, not to be confused with Christopher Cross.
No, not to be confused with that at all. I just thought I was doing really great. Kevin
or Dudley Moore, I guess.
Says he smashed the like button. We appreciate it, Kevin. Very much appreciated. And, of course, like I mentioned, all the great live content on the Max Wagers Network. And speaking of the devil jumps up. It's Tim Earl. What do you got, a little blues riff on your phone there?
Yeah.
Little porno music?
No way I can identify who it is because, if you just have a regular boring sound, then I don't have to pay attention.
Who has the abbreviated porno music as their ringtone, Chris?
Oh, that's just the text notification tone
from
when my wife texts me.
That's your wife. Okay, very good, very good, Chris.
Yeah, when my brother calls, it's the theme music from the A-Team. Most other people get the Law and Order theme.
Bum, bum. Very good, very good.
Or as Richard Belzer once called it, the Dick Wolf cash register sound.
The bells. Hey, don't forget to check out all the great content on Max Wagers Network. Not just Tim Earl, although Tim Earl is a big part of it, but it starts at noon with Midday Money. Sean Higgs, 1 o'clock, brings you Morning Wood with Allie Burns. Of course, me and Chris and our handsome mugs right here at 2 o'clock doing parlays. I'll slide over to Studio B at 3 o'clock and join my pal Scott Reichel as we break down the action and try to get you guys headed back to the window. 4 o'clock, of course, Sean Miller bringing soccer from around the world. And 5 o'clock is the aforementioned Tim Earl, along with his equally handsome brother Nick, along with their not so handsome at all pal Detroit Lenny, as they give you your game time decision. So there you go. ECU fans are now A&M fans for the rest of the College World Series because they kicked out Texas. I don't disagree with that at all.
But what happens if Texas A&M loses? Then do you root for whoever knocked Texas A&M out? I mean, where does this chain end?
Where does the madness end, Tim? Where?
I mean, eventually you can say, "Yeah, man, we rooted for the national champions," because then whoever knocks out Texas A&M will be on who they root for, and then whoever knocks that team out will be.
I get it.
You just get to the winner, and that's it.
So. Don't forget we're doing a NASCAR show this week. I'm not telling you. I know you remember. I'm telling everybody out there that we will be doing our NASCAR show back in its regular spot, joined again by Rye Cape and Scott Reichel. Of course, me and Chris are there as well. The chain ends at A&M, says Tim. So you ask a question, Tim has given you an answer. Did
you see the guy that lost the gig to sing the national anthem because he had supposedly offended Texas fans by putting the horns down sign?
I did not. I know they seem a little thin-skinned in Texas these days about a few different things. They seem.
But I mean, isn't that a little bit extreme? You put you hook a horn sign down, so now you can't sing the national anthem. I mean, what's next? You're wearing a blue shirt, you can't sing because this is a red state.
I wondered if you were going to be able to tie that back up, and the answer is not really. You went down that rabbit hole, and I was curious to see how you ended up, and you got stuck in the hole. So I'm sorry, buddy.
But I'm just saying, I mean, people come up with all these rationalizations why somebody can't do something, and it gets ridiculous.
Okay, I don't know who made that decision. I don't know where he was. Was he going to sing the national anthem at the University of Texas?
No, it's supposed to be during this College World Series here
in Omaha.
Yeah, that's where they are now, right?
That's where they are. So
then, yes.
Who made the decision?
I'm not sure. I had read about it on ESPN a couple days ago. That he said that he was told he couldn't sing because it was considered a disrespectful gesture towards the University of Texas or something.
Wow. If hating Texas is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Here it is. Let's see what this says. National Anthem singer says his performance at the Men's College World Series has been canceled because he made the horns down gesture before a Women's College World Series semifinal between Texas and Oklahoma State.
Okay.
He was a 27-year-old history teacher from Dallas-Fort Worth, and he went to Texas A&M, and he said his performance was nixed. He posted screenshots of emails supposedly from the College World Series of Omaha Incorporated, which said it was contacted by the NCAA because, quote, "We have documented proof he made offensive gestures in mockery of a participating team, and we do not feel comfortable allowing him to perform."
Oh, fuck him in the ear. Jesus. Okay.
I mean, like I said, just because you make a hand, it's not like he walked around like Steve Austin used to and flip people off and then drink a bunch of beers and then stomp on their logo or something.
See, I think you should have. I think you should have said nothing and then finished the anthem with "Home of the Aggies," like they do in Kansas City, where they do "Home of the Chiefs" at the end, which is a whole different level of disrespect. And don't even get me started on that. But it seems to be something they relish doing here. So
this is even dumber than when Terrell Owens ran out and stood on the Cowboys logo, and then got hammered by George Teague.
Agreed. Super Sly in the house. James S. checking in. What's up, guys? Good to see you. What did I do? Oh man, this is so sensitive. This.
Oh, you bumped the cord again. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, and it's like.
And now you're way up. We can see your 3/4 of your head, and then your ceiling.
Where's my? All right, I'm trying to figure out how the hell do I get back to. It doesn't. It's not recognizing my other.
Yeah, some of those cords are very fickle.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
At least you don't have to worry about, like your dog eating the cord or anything like my cats did to my headset before.
Right. All right. So
I mean, at least you got that going for you.
Which is nice. I got that going for me. There we go. Okay, here's my comment.
And our good buddy D.E. Mortal Dead Body is saying he's still waiting on the weekend shows. I think, Rachel said he was going to do those by himself because he needs to cut down on his naps. So make sure you ask him about the 3 o'clock hour.
I think that the weekend shows will probably not really get rolling until football season. That's my guess. And then I know we're going to be doing a ton of football content, including some on the weekend. So we'll do some live broadcast.
Right. Which I still think is weird because, like we said before, with you have YouTube TV and I've got Hulu with live TV and stuff, so you're running a little bit behind.
Mm-hmm. Oh so yeah, people definitely will start commenting on stuff that I haven't seen happen yet. So, but it's it's kind of fun. You can do the overall tenor of the game. We did it for the national championship game. We did it for one of the playoff games in the NFL last year. And, we have a good time. Both the games we did it though they weren't very exciting for much of the game, so we had a lot of time to fill. So you got to learn.
Which games did you do?
We did the Rams. We did the NFC Championship game, and then we did the Alabama-Georgia national championship.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you did Alabama-Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
We got to learn a lot about me and Rachel. is what happened on those nights. So
exciting times indeed.
Brandon said he loved the college football show that we do. We have a good time. Scott and I have our contest going. He got me last year. I got him the year before. So we're tied 1-1 as far as our year-long standings go. But we both made money last year, so that was we were excited about that. And of course, it was really came down to 2 picks because every week we'd fade Presbyterian or take the over. So
yeah, well, you can't do that anymore. Kevin Kelly quit.
I'm so disappointed.
Presbyterian is down here in my backyard. Basically, it's about 20 minutes from here.
How far?
About 20 minutes.
Did you go see him play?
Yeah, I saw him play once.
Oh my God, what a great time that must have been! I drove to Little Rock to see his high school team play.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it was a lot of fun. I'm gonna miss him. Tim says he's ready for football. ECU versus North Carolina State in week 1. Well, you get your disappointment out of the way early, buddy.
Yeah, Dave Dorn's done a decent job with the Wolfpack. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep it up or if they'll just, fade away kind of like Wake Forest.
Well, and the Pirates have been solid too the last couple of seasons. They're not the doormat that they were 5 or 10 years ago. So
true.
They're getting it turned around there a little bit. So what else we want to talk about, Chris? Want to talk about premium plays? I got mine available. We've been running pretty good on the premium side. I think we're
you were 12-2-1 in 3 plays.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on that, buddy. But we're 19-6-1 over our last 6 days. So that's roughly I'm thinking 76%. I'm getting,
give or take.
No math major there, but
it would be 76% if you didn't have that one in there. That one kind of
it's a push. It doesn't count. It's a no play.
Then don't even throw it in there. Just say you're 19-6.
Okay. Well, that's why we had a push because people are out there, man. They pay attention. They're like, I know you pushed that one game. Why didn't you mention that? So that's why I do it. So James says he's on West Virginia Thursday night against Penn. The backyard brawl is back. I'm assuming that's Penn State.
Isn't that Pittsburgh? I thought West Virginia and Pitt was the backyard brawl.
I thought it was too. Now that you mentioned that, now I don't know. Now I'm questioning everything I know. So
let's just look it up.
We've got links to our premium plays. Of course, Chris, I know you were profitable yesterday on the premium side with your parlay, so that's good. At many days, you are profitable, so you can check out our premium plays. You can check out our great deal at Caesars. Use the code Video Winners 15. That'll get you your first bet absolutely risk-free up to $1,500. And if you are in a state where Caesars is, you haven't made a bet yet, now is the time to do it. Pump it up, jump up. If you win, congratulations, you won a big bet. If you lose, well, congratulations, Caesars will make it good to you. It's like it never happened. So make sure you check out.
It is Pitt.
There you go. Make sure you check that out. Code VideoWinners15. The links to each state is in the description of today's video. I think that's it, Chris. I think we cut all the bases. We talked about everything. Make sure you get subscribed. We did talk about that, but it's really important for us if you get subscribed to the Max Wagers Network. Trying to get this thing fired up, guys, and have it well positioned for football season. So everybody that hasn't subscribed, I really, really appreciate it if you just smash that subscribe button. For extra credit, you can hit the bell, and that way we get reminded, notified every time one of us goes live, put up brand new content. You know the drill. So crazy hockey game. You want to? Yeah, you want to touch on that a little bit, Chris? I mean, there's really
it was bad from the perspective of what we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, we said that.
Now were you on the under two? Yeah, you were on the under two.
Yeah, I was. I thought it was going to be a 4-1 type of game.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought. And yeah, basically, as good as I was for the first game, and I was just nowhere close to that one. It happens. You just throw it in the trash, man. Sometimes,
yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be, like I said, I thought it was going to be 3-1, 4-1, something like that.
No, no, James,
didn't pan out that way.
We kind of I was on Colorado pretty much the whole time. I did take Carolina Tampa Bay in the first game just for the value, just because I didn't want to lay 170 with Colorado. I thought that was kind of ridiculous, but as it turned out, that was a pretty good number. So, but we were on Colorado yesterday. Chris and I were both on Colorado in the under. So.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to see that big of a turnaround.
Nah.
But, give credit to Tampa Bay.
Oh, sure.
They figured out what worked and put it into effect, and they actually contained their mistakes. They didn't take a bunch of dumb penalties, and Colorado looked a bit disjointed. I think is probably the best term for it.
Yeah, they looked very little like the team that we saw in the first two games,
or against Edmonton, or against Nashville, or against St. Louis.
That's fair. And
I would probably say that was probably their worst game of the playoffs.
Oh, I think that's yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's fair for sure. I'm just looking here. So yeah, that's Vasilevsky basically. I don't know that he wasn't the difference, but he stood on his head pretty well. Had 37 stops, 39 shots that he faced. So he did a great job. I don't think he was going to let 7 goals in, but he could have easily given up 4 with the amount of shots that he took.
Well, I mean, a lot of them were in the third period when the game was already in
very
hand.
true, very true. The Lightning pretty much just pulled in their horns.
Yeah, like, well, fuck this. We're up by
playing dump and run, right?
Who cares?
And yeah, and Colorado ended up facing, of course, the damage was done against Kemper, as you said, 22 shots, let in 5 goals. You can't have that happen. You just can't do it.
And it was just bad. It was just bad play. I don't know if maybe we'll hear that the eye was bugging him or something.
Right.
But I think the bottom line was that they were just outplayed.
Absolutely correct. So we'll see what happens in Game 4. Should be interesting. Let's get rolling, Chris. What do we got? I bet we've got some. The Avs wanted a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, that's what they wanted against Edmonton.
Well, they did a good job of making it not even making it look good, Rye. Because, dude, you got a silent on that thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. There we go.
There you go. Beautiful. Kucherov's hurt. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. Agreed, Super Sly. I like to see everybody at full strength, just for the just to see the high quality of hockey.
And there's the attack cat.
The cat did that?
Yeah, he jumped up and pulled the top of the laptop out.
Well, at least your camera didn't go out. Like anytime I fart on one of the wires around here, I lose signal for 5 minutes. So.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's the one thing about having it built into the computer, I guess.
Right. Yeah, because I'm running, external camera. I got a board, external microphone, and everything like that. So.
Yeah, eventually I'm supposed to get half of that cool stuff. I just don't know when.
Yeah. when you're cool.
Sometime between now and the year 2072.
In the year 2525. You ready?
Sure, why not?
Let's go make some money today.
Yeah, we're going to give you guys the truncated version because I was originally thought I was supposed to go pick up my wife from an appointment, and then she texted me right before the show and said she was done. So kind of messed everything up. So we're going to start with the good part of the show, which we normally don't have time to get to because we talk about all this other stuff.
The meat. We're getting to the meat. We're right into the meat, man. We had very little salad today, Chris. We didn't have time for salad, no soup.
Good, I don't like salad anyway.
Ripping right into that fucking steak.
Waste of lettuce.
Whatever. How do you not like?
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
You don't like a salad? How do I forget people not?
Like the only salad I really eat is I like Caesar salad because I like spinach.
Well, there's no spinach on a Caesar salad, buddy. I got bad news for you.
There is when they make it here.
Okay. All right, let's go.
But yeah, I like the Yankees over the Rays. I took the Rays yesterday. It didn't pan out. It was a low-scoring game, as we saw, only 4-2.
Yeah, they had the lead.
Neither starter ended up getting the decision.
Nope. They pitched seven innings without giving up a hit, and they're behind at the end of 8. Congratulations.
But, no, they were tied at the end of 8. It was 2 up.
That's right. It was 2-2. Correct.
But
you know why? You know why I said that
ahead.
because I read something that said the Rays, the Yankees rallied, and I went back and I looked at it. I go, when were the fucking Yankees behind? And they weren't. But yet that still stuck in my head because somebody wrote the Rays rallied and they did not rally.
Where I just said Rob Gronkowski is going to retire again.
Fuck, you'll be. To quote Clerks, you'll be missed.
Jordan Schultz is reporting from the Schultz report that Rob Gronkowski told him he's retiring.
Well,
I don't know
I'm
who
sure
Jordan Schultz is, but
I was going to say, I'm sure if he was going to break it, the guy that he would absolutely want to go through is Jordan Schultz.
Are you familiar with who it is?
Of course. No, fucking nobody's ever heard of Jordan Schultz. No.
Yeah, there you go. Nobody's heard of him.
No, and by the way, yes, I am the dividing point. If I haven't heard of him, nobody's heard of him.
Apparently, he's a host of the Game Day NFL. Never heard of that either.
Oh, on the Max Wagers Network. What? Oh, sorry, Jordan. No, it's not true. All right, so you're basically back in the pitching matchup here with Cortez going.
Yeah, last I knew, Tampa Bay said we don't know who we're pitching. I think it's supposed to be Josh Fleming, but
it's Beeks. It's Beeks.
Oh, Jesus, they're going with him again.
Whatever happened to Beeks? He's going to be out there in the gorilla mask, buddy. He's going to be out there with the taped-on gorilla mask.
Yeah, I didn't know he was pitching again.
Yep, it's Beeks, brother.
When did that come out? Because when I looked earlier, it still said the ever-popular TBD.
I don't know.
AKA, we don't know who the hell we want to pitch.
Well, it's on.
But yeah, Cortez has pitched well this year.
Has he?
He's probably one of that group at the front of the Cy Young race when you get right down to it. We factor in him, Verlander when he doesn't pitch terribly. Let's see, who else is there in the AL that's in the race? Anybody? Bueller?
I'm trying to. No, Bueller's in the National League.
Yeah, and he's hurt. I was doing, Ben Stein. Bueller.
I'm trying to think because I just did the National League because I was looking at. Oh man, who's pitching? Gonsolin.
Yeah, he's going against Male.
And Gonsolin has incredible numbers. And you know what his odds are as of yesterday?
I'm gonna say 1,100.
3,500.
Really, that high?
Yeah.
I guess they're guessing that he's not gonna, keep that going.
I guess that's what they're guessing. But I think I advised everybody because I took him in my play of the day. And I said, for the first part of your play of the day, take some pizza money. And if you can find Tony Gonsolin at 35-1, fucking bet it. Because I was stunned. I figured he'd be third or fourth favorite. Around 8 to 1, 10 to 1.
I figured he'd be in there with, Alcantara.
Right.
And
so McClanahan and Manoah are the guys in the American League that are. McClanahan's the favorite right now. Manoah's third favorite. And then you got
I mean, I can see Manoah.
You got a box of chocolates and Gausman with 12-1. And
yeah, and that's the other scary part is Gaussman, either he pitches well and doesn't get run support, or he has something like the other day where, they commit an error and then Baltimore just beats the piss out of him.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Who would you rather have at 12-1, Gaussman or Garrett Cole?
Ooh, that's tough.
Was it? It's almost supposed to be a rhetorical question.
Well, I'm just saying because, like you said, we've seen bad spots from both of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Yankees have the better lineup to support him. So
I would also go with who has the higher ceiling, and I think Garrett Cole has the higher ceiling. I think Garrett Cole has the ability to go on a 3-month run that Kevin Gaussman does not have. He had what did he have? 31 of 32 quality starts a couple years ago.
Yeah, something
ridiculous. When a couple years ago, we were playing for no one a couple years ago, so 3 years ago. But yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, we were playing for no one.
Anyway, yeah, Cortez has been very good, no question about it. Beeks not fantastic. Jalen Beeks.
I remember when he pitched for the Red Sox.
Is he the son of the private detective in Trading Places? Do you know if there's
why not?
Any relation? This season, he's actually been pretty good, 129 ERA.
But how much of that is because he doesn't go through the order a second or third time?
It makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. You bring up a great point because he is. Those have all been done, with the exception of his last outing. They've all been done in relief, so they're basically using him in an opener type situation. So yes, take all numbers with a grain of salt, of course. He went 2 innings, gave up nothing last time out, no hits, no walks. But again, just 2 innings, and it was a game that they lost to the Yankees 2-1.
Of course.
So all right, very good. Twins.
I like Joe Ryan. He's pitched pretty well.
Okay.
For being a guy that you don't necessarily hear much about, and he's supposed to pitch for the Guardians. I see they went back to TBD on MLB, but it's supposed to be Savale, who's coming off the IL. And we've talked about how bad he's been this season. Just looking here, I know he had a good start on May 20th, but that was against the Tigers. In his last start against the Twins, he gave up 6 runs on 7 hits and 4 2/3. You're looking at the numbers here on the year. Savale's ERA is 7.84. And he's averaging about 4 1/3 a start. Those aren't good numbers.
MLB still has Savale and Ryan.
I'll do that when I just clicked on probable pitchers for today. It came up TBD. But what I was banking it on was it being Savale.
He has not been ideal. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
No bueno in case you're scoring at home.
No bueno.
Or if you're Frank Pembleton on Homicide Life on the Street, he El Succo, the big Wienero. Look, I'm bilingual.
Nobody says that.
And apparently you didn't watch Homicide Life on the Street.
No, I did not.
It was a good show.
Sure.
A lot of the guys are the same guys that did The Wire.
Okay. Savale's been bad. He's been bad on the road.
He's been bad at home.
And,
he's been bad during the day. He's been bad at night.
As you mentioned, he's coming off an injury. So maybe.
Yeah, I figure he's got to be limited, don't you think?
Yeah, he's been out for a month, and he was actually good his last time out. Went 6 1/3, gave up just 1 run, nothing earned, 3 hits, 1 walk. So, and then they found out he was hurt. So,
yeah, he's pitched 6 2/3 innings in a pair of rehab starts with Columbus. 3 runs, 2 earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, and 6 2/3. So he's still only averaging 3 1/3 on that rehab assignment.
That sounds like a 75 pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say 60, 65.
It could be lower than that. It could be 60. Yeah, you're right. If he's just depending on how many pitches he's throwing. So, all right, keep an eye on that. Fading a bad pitcher, never a bad idea until they jump up and bite you. But Braves over Giants.
Yep, another case of a guy coming off the injured list. The Giants throwing Anthony DeSclafani, who hasn't pitched since April 22nd. He's been on the IL, was on the 60-day IL with a ankle inflammation.
The hell is that about?
I think he stepped wrong coming off the mound or something, and his ankle ballooned on him. So He's made 3 starts this year, has an ERA of 6.08 and a WHIP of 1.8. He made 2 rehab starts with Sacramento down there in the PCL, 0-1, 4.76 ERA, 4 runs, 3 earned, 8 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts in 5 2/3. I look for that to be another short outing for DeSclafani because he's got to obviously get ramped up. And that puts a lot of pressure on a Giants bullpen that has been mediocre. They went into yesterday with a 4.05 ERA as a team. They switched Sam Long, who was the 5th starter for a bit, back to the bullpen over the weekend. So he's been used up a fair amount of late. And Spencer Strider, we talked about him a little bit last week, and he turned in another solid outing.
He did?
He seems to be taking that step forward. 68 punch-outs in 44 innings, an ERA of 2.45, and just 2 homers allowed in 44 frames.
Yeah,
and at 2.45 ERA, his FIP is lower than that, 2.06.
Yeah, he got beat up in his first start, giving up 5 and 4 and 4 1/3. But since then, he's been outstanding, giving up just 3 earned runs in 15 2/3 innings. And keeping with that tradition, those 15 2/3 innings, he has struck out 24. So that's better than a strikeout and a half per inning. That's fucking getting it done right there, buddy.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. And, we were talking last night when I was talking about how Killian completely imploded in the Cubs game, so Marlowe had to be happy with the Pirates winning. But, Strider doesn't seem to be concerned about nibbling around the corners or anything else. He's just going to try to throw it past you.
Yeah,
he doesn't care where in the strike zone it is.
No, and he will have little bouts of being wild.
His start against Colorado was like that. He gave up a run on 2 hits, but walked 5 in 4 innings.
Right, but like he had 2 walks in 5 2/3 last time, but he has 11 strikeouts. So if you've got a ratio of 5.5 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio, you can live with a couple of walks.
And I don't know if you look, Scott. He had 22 swinging strikes in that game in his last start.
How many pitches? 80 or so?
106.
But still. So
so you're still better than 20%.
I mean, most of anytime you see numbers north of 12, 13%, that really gets your attention. And something in the 20% is unheard of. Absolutely.
Yeah, on the season, his swinging strike rate is 16%.
That's massive. That's a kid with stuff there, because a lot of guys throw hard, but you've got to have stuff. You got to have stuff in location. All right, very good. So we like Strider there. And you've got the Blue Jays over the White Sox, a trap that I fell into yesterday.
Yeah, that's the lean there, because it's Gausman and Cease. And Cease, either he strikes you out or he gets hit. He doesn't really have a third outcome because he hasn't walked as many guys as he used to.
Right.
So it's either he throws strikes and people whiff, or he gets knocked around, and he's facing a Toronto team that's in the bottom third in the league as far as striking out.
Yep, I want no part of this. This one,
I don't blame you.
This one I want no part of. Gausman has been pretty dreadful over a couple of his last 3 starts, and Cease has been really good. And you talk about a weird stat, Chris, over his last 3 starts. ERA of 0.0 and a WHIP of 1.74.
Well, he had that game against the Dodgers where he gave up like 85 unearned runs. As a matter of fact, in his last 4 starts, Cease has not allowed an earned run, but he's given up 10.
That's brutal. And
10 unearned runs in 4 starts.
Yep, that's absolutely right. So your defense, number 1, ain't doing you any favors, and number 2, you're getting too pissed off at your defense and not focusing.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. That is absolutely.
All right, we're the Chicago White Sox. Why don't we just put up a bunch of puppets out there on the diamond?
Yeah, and in fairness, he's won 3 of those 4 games. So
that's the scary part, isn't it?
Yeah. The only time he lost was he gave up 6 runs in 4 2/3. So.
Yeah, that was that wild the game where they intentionally walked Turner with 2 strikes.
With the 1-2 count. Yeah. That did not go well, surprisingly. All right, very good. So there's your 2 teamers. Yeah, if you wanted to play your first two-teamer there, just play it on the money line. There you go. That's one of the ones we were talking about. 165, 160. You bundle them together, pays you 160 on $100. You want to take the run line? You want to be fancy like that? 340 on $100, 3.4 to 1. The other one's priced a little better price on 170 and a 130. That'll take you to 1.8 to 1 or 181 on 100. And if you want to play the run lines there on the Blue Jays and the Braves, that's going to be 372.50 on $100. So very good payouts there indeed. All righty, Chris, what do we got for four-teamers?
All right. We've got, I'm going to go with C's under 7.5 strikeouts. Like we said, Toronto doesn't necessarily strike out a ton.
Okay.
And that works in their favor. And Cease, like we said, either he strikes everybody out or he doesn't. I know, like I said, he struck out 8 in his last 2 starts, but in the 3 before that, he struck out 5, 5, and 4.
Okay.
So, and he only struck out 5 against the Cubs, and we know that the Cubs are a team that likes to fan a lot.
Checker or wrecker, as we say.
Pretty much.
And you've got the Marlins over Colorado. Castano's been pretty damn good. Not a lot of experience there.
I don't like Feltner.
No, not a Feltner fan.
No. And plus, this game's on the road, and we know how Colorado struggles offensively away from Coors Field. It's just the ongoing. It's the gift that never stops giving.
Okay. Well,
for opposing teams,
Feltner was pretty good in his one appearance against Miami this season, going 7 innings, giving up 4 hits, 1 walk, and 1 earned while striking out 6. So.
At Coors Field.
At Coors Field, that's correct. So,
but you look at his 2 road starts, and he's got a no decision and a loss. He gave up 6 runs in 10 innings in games that the Rockies gave up a total of 17 runs.
Yeah.
To the Phillies and the Pirates.
Yep, not ideal. He gave up, and that's weird that he's only made. Yeah, okay, well, he's made 4. All right, he hasn't made a ton of starts, so. All right, very good. You got the Cardinals to rebound over Milwaukee.
Yeah, I actually liked Milwaukee until I saw that they weren't starting Aaron Ashby and they were starting Chichi Gonzalez, not to be confused with Chichi Rodriguez.
Chichi Gonzalez just DFA'd by Minnesota, I believe.
I think so.
About a week ago. So, yeah, he's been a favorite fade of mine for a couple of years now. So I can't.
Yeah, he sucks.
I cannot get behind. Chai Rodriguez there, Chichi Gonzalez.
And of course, Rye Cape, of course, disappointed that Rachel Gomber will not make an appearance in Miami during this series.
That who? Gomber?
Austin Gomber's wife.
Oh, that's right. That's right. No,
well, I mean, it's a 4-game set. They're playing Thursday, so
maybe we'll have a Mrs.
They might have a shot. I don't know if Gomber pitched Sunday or not.
Have a Mrs. Gomber sighting, and finally, you've got the Pittsburgh Pirates minus 150 over the Cubs. Chris, I guess it's time we start just thinking of the Pirates and being automatically in the cellar. That's the team currently holding 3rd place in the.
Yeah, it just shows you how bad the NL Central is, doesn't it?
It does, but
But yeah, I took the Pirates here because, like I wrote up in one of the premiums, Matt Swarmer should be pitching in the home run derby because all he does is serve up gopher balls.
Nice.
10 homers in 20 2/3 innings. He's given up at least 1 in each of his 4 starts. Even Pittsburgh has to think, hey, we can hit this guy. They smacked around Killian yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have a problem smacking around Schwarber. Hey, it's like Harry Doyle says in Major League 2. Hey, why do you get a hit off on? Everybody else does.
Well, and Swarmer's been dreadful on the road. 10.8 ERA, so not ideal there at all.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it's based on 1 start, and it was against the Yankees.
Right.
But you gave up 6 solo homers in that game. So you probably deserved it.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with this. The other thing to remember about Contreras is 5 of his 6 starts have gone under the total as well. So,
and here's something for you: how many freaking Contrerases are there in the league? A lot. You don't think it's a common name, but you look around. Wilson Contreras is, of course, the backstop for the Cubs. His brother William Contreras is the backstop, the second string catcher, I guess, for Atlanta. And then you got this guy, Roansy Contreras, who I had never heard of until this season. It's like Contreras is becoming the new Smith in Major League Baseball.
It's a good observation. Solid.
Do you know anything about Roansy Contreras? Marlo probably does. But I mean, do you know anything about him from? Have you seen him at all?
No, just I've seen his stats a little bit. I don't think he's been fantastic. I don't know that he's been dreadful.
Averaging better than a K in innings, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah, very good. If you want to play those four, that's 808 on $100, better than 8-1. Want to play some run lines there? Get involved with some extracurricular activities, perhaps. That's a cool 22-1, 22.35 on $100. That's a nice payout. That'll make your week right there, buddy.
Yep. And Rye says, "quote He's decent."
Okay, there you go. That's was kind of my memory of him as well.
And everybody talking about O'Neal Cruz, who got to make his major league debut yesterday, because the Pirates decided to leave him down there for 2 months in the minors,
manipulating the service time, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't even think that was relevant anymore.
Yeah, I didn't either. But they're doing the same thing in Kansas City. They did the same thing with Melendez and
Vinny Pasquantino.
Yeah. Prado.
Pasquantino, my mistake.
Prado hit last year. He's not hitting this year. He's still hitting home runs, but that's another one that's on the way. Is Nick Prado. So, all right, very good. Give me a shot in the dark, man.
All right, how about we'll stick with Feltner sticking under 5.5 strikeouts. I know everybody talking about how he's averaging like 10 strikeouts per 9 innings, but it's a small sample size. He wasn't a big strikeout guy in the minors. I just don't see him sticking around long enough to get to this number here for him to go over or to hit at least 6.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Astros over the Mets. I know Tim's going to be disappointed. Trevor Williams getting the start for the Metropolitans against Jose Urquidy. New York's got to show that they can win on the road consistently. I know they're playing at a decent clip, but beating up on teams like the Marlins and the Nationals on the road just to boost your record doesn't.
How do you sleep at night beating up on those poor teams?
Very well. I'm sure is what the Mets would tell you.
I sleep on my first place pillow. That's how I sleep. Rangers over the Phillies. Man, you're just pissing off Rye all over the place, aren't you?
Well, this game's in Texas.
Pissing off Tim, pissing off Rye.
Well, that's my job. I mean, if you don't piss somebody off, you haven't done your job.
Oh, look at you, right? But you're not fading the Royals, so you're not pissing off everybody.
Well, that's because the Royals pissed me off yesterday, so now I figure they'll lose.
Played well. Anytime you see me in my hat in my daily video, the Royals won the day before.
The reason why I'm going with the Phillies or with the Rangers over the Phillies is Martin Perez is pitching for Texas.
Okay.
Against Gibson. The Rangers know Gibson. He played there, for Christ's sake.
Mm-hmm. He's not been good.
And he hasn't had a ton of success, I don't believe, pitching in Texas.
I thought you meant as a major league pitcher.
Oh, wow. So, you hear that? Now Steehn is insulting your pitcher there, Rye. You'd be pissed off at him, too.
I'm just calling him like I see him, man. Gibson not good.
But come on, he's from the University of Missouri. You tout that all the time.
I know. He's a University of Mizzou alum. I understand.
So now you're saying he's a University of Mizzou alum piece of shit?
He's not good. He's not good. Makes me money.
Makes me money fading him.
Well, yeah, I didn't say how.
But... I'm going to take the Mariners over the A's. We've talked a lot about how Kaprelian sucks. Don't think we have to say anything more other than he sucks.
No, it's a good price picking up Marco Gonzalez. I'd definitely be interested in the run line there as well. That Oakland team is not good.
Yeah, that's why I got the Mariners down there for team total over 4.5 because Kaprelian, gets lit up by everybody.
Tell me about fading Reed Detmers with the Royals. You drinking today, buddy?
He's Reed Detmers. I mean, Jesus, what else can you say? He had one good start. Back in the days when Jesse Ventura would be a wrestling commentator, he'd say, one good move and can't follow it up. The guy's an idiot. That sums up Reed Detmers. He had one good start and can't follow it up.
Well, that's not accurate. He's had 3 starts where he's given up no runs. He's had another start where he went 5, gave up 1 run. So I mean,
yeah, but those other 2 starts where he gave up no runs, he only went 4 1/3.
I understand.
And they lost both of them.
That's not his fault when your team scores 1 run between the 2 games.
Hey, that's not my problem. That he plays for a team that can't score any runs.
Kind of hard to pinch on. Well, I'm just saying those were both good starts.
I mean, if you look in Detmer's last 5 starts, he's 0-2 with 3 no decisions, and the team has scored a total of 9 runs, and 5 of those came in 1 start.
You're right. They don't score for him, but again,
so I figure Kansas City can probably manufacture a few runs off of him.
Oh, sure, yeah, they're gonna roll.
Listen to the faith in his own team here, folks. That's just fantastic.
I'm not touching this game. God bless you. It's good. It's a good prize. 145. Okay.
Plus 145, no less. Not minus.
Heasley's been decent. He had a great start time before last. 7 innings, gave up just 1 hit.
They got 1 goddamn hit.
Was not ideal. Last time out, 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 earned.
Did they foul off a lot of pitches against? Because I see he had 92 pitches in that game in 4 innings.
He had to. He just another one of those guys that's not super efficient. The Royals just seem to breed him that way. They can't average less than 17 or 18 pitches an inning. They just can't do it. Can't physically do it. I don't know what's wrong with him. And
he's another guy that's got to quit nibbling the corners and stuff like that.
And you see it time after time. You look up and you see the Royals. Pitcher is into the 5th inning, and he's thrown.
The guy in the bullpen
he's thrown 97 pitches. The other guy's into the 5th inning. He's thrown 52. So that's the Royals swing early in counts. They don't work the count. They don't walk, and they don't strike out. So of all the things they do wrong, they're not a good big strikeout team. They just don't hit it well. So they don't walk. They don't strike out. Their BABIP must be just awful.
They lead the league in rollovers to second.
Yeah, that's probably not too far from the truth. Aaron Judge over 1.5 total bases. That just seems like something you got to play about every game.
That's an even money, no less.
Yeah,
basically.
I'll take that.
Look, I'm going to take Perez over 1.5 total bases.
Okay. All right. Well,
too bad walks don't count. Well, that wouldn't help either.
Wouldn't help him. Nope. Mariners over 4.5.
Yeah, I just figured Caprelli and hit with his 7-something ERA, pitching at home. Seattle with 9 at bats should be able to push over 5 runs against him.
Okay. Trey Turner over 1.5.
1.5. Yeah, playing in Cincinnati. You figure he's going to get about 37 at bats because he's near the top of the order.
Right.
And Nestor Cortez over 5.5 strikeouts. I mean, we've talked about Cortez a lot. He's pretty good at
baseball,
sending people back to the bench.
Grab some.
I wish they'd quit putting Nestor Cortez Jr. on there because they basically just call him Nestor Cortez now. So
right,
what the hell is the junior?
Well, good beef. You should write a letter, Karen.
There you go.
All right. So the payoff on that, you want to go the easy way? You want to take Easy Street, that nice easy money. It's just 65 to 1. It only pays you $65,000 on a not 65. It's 65 650 to 1 was the correct way to say that. Sorry. So it only pays you $65,000 on $100. Yeah, bummer. But if you don't want to jack around with that kind of chump change, you want to put a little difficulty in it. Play the run lines, and that'll jack that payout up to $213,774 on a $100 bet, and you're only playing what? How many run lines? 4?
Yeah.
4 run lines there. So, yeah, jump all over that Kansas City run line at plus 200. Oh, there's all kinds of fucking value there.
Now watch, they'll win like 7-2, and then you'll be like,
probably.
You'll be like, why did I fucking think that?
I knew it all the way. I knew it the whole time. So, all right, and we've seen a really good performance out of Heasley. He might have another one in him, and this Angels team is certainly no great shakes when it comes to offense. So,
yeah, I mean, come on, they lost to Bubic yesterday.
They certainly did. So there you go, guys. There's the 10-teamer. There's the 4-teamer. There's a couple of 2-teamers. Chris, any final thoughts?
It's weird when we don't have basketball to talk about, or and there's no hockey tonight. So watch baseball, watch Russian table tennis, watch cornhole.
Soccer, Chris.
Is there soccer on today?
Probably soccer. No, not tonight. Probably on today. But
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that most of the
Somebody in Europe's playing soccer, I promise.
that's true.
All right.
That's fair.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, guys. As always, we appreciate it. And one more time, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, that those efforts are appreciated as well. We hope you hit nothing but winners tonight, baby. And Chris and I will be back to do it again tomorrow. We'll talk about some other things, I promise you that. But eventually, we'll get around to and concentrate on talking about
just parlays.
Just parlays, baby. We'll see you then. Take care, everybody.